Shavua Tov, we're continuing in Shir HaShirim. We're at the second Pasuk in the second Perek. Keshoshana ben hachochim ken rayati ben habanot. So in the first Pasuk, Bnei Yisrael was talking about themselves. We compared ourselves to a flower, and we said that there's different types of flowers. The rose that's in the open and we get burnt. Sometimes we have depth. And says HaKadosh Baruch Hu in the second Pasuk to Bnei Yisrael, Keshoshana ben hachochim. Hashem tells us, you are like a rose among the thorns. Ken ra'ayati ben habanot. So to my wife among the daughters. So Rashi explains over here the explanation and says that a rose among thorns is often getting picked and pricked by the thorn, yet it still stands and it's still beautiful. So too Bnei Yisrael were among the girls. He gives an allusion. The other girls try convincing us to act, bad like they do, znut, etc. And they try to convince us to go after us from different gods. They try to take us away. But Hashem knows that we were omedet be'emunata. We were always standing strong with our emunah. The Gaon of Vilna says the same, jumping to the Gaon of Vilna now, he says the same thing, that a shoshana is different than fruits. A rose. Fruits among thorn holes go through it. You see the etrog, there's thorns actually on the etrog tree. That's why they need to be protected, and that's why there's sometimes issues. The fruits could get punctured, but the rose is very soft, and even if it does get hit, it slips away, so to speak. And so too, and it's not bothered. So too, Bnei Yisrael among the nations, even though we've got hit and we've got pinched and things happen to us, says the words of the Gaon of Vilna, Lo yachoshu al zeh lasur me'emunatam ktsat. Bnei Yisrael didn't even move a little bit from their emunah, from their faith. No matter what we went through, Holocaust, etc. Not saying very big test. A lot of people lost all their emunah, but a lot of people came out very strong still, unfazed, so to speak. Bnei Yisrael is still unfazed, even all that we've gone through. Talking about the Gaon of Vilna, he gives another explanation, and he says, a shoshana ben hachochim, a rose among the thorns, is something that stands out. You have a bunch of thorns and you have a rose, there's something that stands out. As opposed to, let's say you have a whole garden full of roses or full of, let's say, fruits, or where it doesn't stand out. So too, he says, Bnei Yisrael stands out in the eyes of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Sefer Rokeach brings a bunch of beautiful ramazim here, and he says like this, Shoshana ben hachochim is referring to actually Rivka, the parasha that we're reading, referring to Rivka because she came from Betuel, Lavan, Reshaim, surrounded. Also, he says, Esther HaMalka, among the nations, she was chosen. She was living in Achashverosh's palace among the lions. She didn't reveal who she was. She was like the rose among the thorns. So to Avraham Avinu was the one that was, Avraham Ivri was on Ever Echad, and like the world was against him. He was one, and so too Bnei Yisrael. It's a Shoshana ben hachochim. The first letters is Shin Bet He. Shin is 300, Bet is 2, He is 5. 307 is the Gematria of Rivka, which is Resh is 200, Bet is 2, Kuf is 100, and He is 5, 307. Shoshana is the same Gematria as the word Esther. Keshoshana ben hachochim, the last letters, Shoshana is a He, Ben is Nun, Hachochim is Mem, Hey, Nun, Mem is Haman. At the times of Haman, Keshoshana ben Hachochim, the rose among the thorns was in the times of Haman. Also, Keshoshana ben Hachochim, Ken Ra'yati ben Habanot. Ken is Chaf is 20, Nun is 50, that's a total of 70. The rose among the nations, among the thorns, among the 70 nations. So too, it was 70 people that came out of Mitzrayim, went down to Mitzrayim, Yaakov Avinu, when Shivim Nefesh. Hachochim ken rayati ben habanot rashet tevot Hey chaf resh bet hey. Hachochim ken rayati ben habanot is haberacha. The Bnei Yisrael, through everything that they've gone through, is still blessing HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Keshoshana ben hachochim is the same gematria as the words Zehu, Hananiah, Mishael, Va'azariah. These were the three great Nevi'im that were thrown into the Kivshan HaEsh in the time of Bavel, in the time of Nebuchadnezzar, and they were saved. Ken Rayati, Ken is also 70, we said the 70 years that we were in Galut Bavel. So there's all examples of our forefathers that were in tough times among the 70 wolves, 70 nations, 70 years in Bavel, the time of Haman, Rivka with Betuel and Lavan, and still came out unscathed. And that, of course, is our forefathers that put all their effort into us, that no matter what we go through, we're still very, very strong with our emunah in Hashem and in His Torah. Baruch Adonai le'olam. Amen v'amen. Rabbi Yochanan ben Akasham Eretzav Kadosh Baruch Hu lezakot. El Yisafir Chachim Adam Tron. So Shneimar Adonai Chafetz Man Tzidko. Yagdil Torah ve'yadir.